well, not to put too much of an Angus focus on this, but I do live in Angus. And does this then mean that we're going to be getting more off-road cycleways so that we can get from one town or one place to another, and maybe even a wee route over the Sidlos to Dundee without having to brave the traffic?
Well, I can't comment specifically on that route, but there is absolutely a lot of funding, much of it coming from the Scottish Government, which is dedicated and ring fenced for active travel routes, and that's something that we have already announced. So there are um, all over the county more active travel routes being funded and. In some cases, currently being developed. So yes, that is actually that's a really big priority, and something that we can thank the Scottish Government for, funding wise, in a environment where, as I say, funding is challenging.
So is this something that people from across Scotland are going to be seeing more of then? More active travel routes, more space apart from, away from traffic to be able to cycle safely? Because it's very difficult to go cycling with wee ones on a road where, even with the 20 mile an hour, even with, I do see some reports from elsewhere. I think it's in Edinburgh where they've got sort of cycling trains or cycling buses, you know what I mean? So it's sort of people coming along, and I believe the Lib Dems were quite cross about that. I'm not quite sure why. But I mean, do you think that this we're going to be finding more creative ways for families to get out and get exercise and get cycling safely?
Yeah, and it is absolutely. It's been the Scottish Government's made it very clear that it's actually one of their key priorities in this program for government. Exactly the stuff you've highlighted, and I think in many ways it actually ties in into very practical priorities for people around the cost of fuel. Even if you're not necessarily the keenest cyclist yet, if we can provide the, as you say, crucially safe, accessible, practical, easy to reach paths and routes, um, I think people are going to use them because they're enjoyable and because it improves your health, but also because fuel and petrol costs are wacky. And so lots of people won't actually feel that running a car is an affordable option in some circumstances. So I think actually everything is going to dovetail. But you're right. We need to really think about people who, for example, aren't particularly experienced cyclists, who are wanting to start cycling, who have families, who they want to cycle with, kids who they want to bring onto the roads for the first time and the paths for the first time. So yes, all those things are really, really front and center of my thinking on it.